I thought it'd be fun to read some of the responses that I got from these shanty people. Okay. I submitted 8 songs. I got accepted to 1. Clearly, 7 people have poor taste.
You're live.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to St. Aubin Central. Oh, yeah. Welcome to St. Aubin Central. Daddy's here, your host, St. Aubin. Just keeping it easy. We got Scooter on the 1s and 2s, making sure I don't peek. Am I right? Is the camera on too?
Everything's on.
Oh man. Oh gosh.
We're ready to go.
So I released my song and I submitted my song to Submit Hub. Some people may not know, but Submit Hub is a platform. Essentially, you can upload your song and pick curators who have playlists. Some are bloggers, some are like influencers, whatever. But you put your stuff up there and they respond to it. They can either accept your song and put it on their playlist or decline their song and put it on your playlist. So I thought it'd be fun to read some of the responses that I got from these shanty people. Okay. I submitted 8 songs. I got accepted to 1. Clearly, 7 people have poor taste. I'm not even going to say their playlist name because they're not worthy. Okay. Here's one guy. He doesn't speak English very well. So I'll just say that. Hey, Deem, you have really good voice. I'm really enjoy Koros also. This 248 part and another whereas this energy sounds really good, but this some instrumental part, not the best. Love to hear more of this energy. Newsflash, buddy. Speak English. How about that? You want to critique me? How about I understand what you're saying? That would be helpful. What? I don't know what he's saying. If you want to critique me and help my song, I need to understand what you're saying.
I think we all could perfectly understand what...
He didn't like it, okay? They didn't like my song, okay? Okay, let's go to the next one. This song had a good instrumental. I enjoyed the deep feel on the drums here. Genre was professional, but I didn't connect enough with the vocals and lyrics this time to add the song to my playlist. I am wishing you the best for your success. Nobody cares, okay? You didn't connect with the vocals and lyrics. You know why? Because your mom's still alive. That's why. Why don't you come back to it when mommy or daddy kicks the can? All right, next one. Thank you for sharing. I like the groove. However, I do think the song could use a little more work with its melodic approach. What are you, high? You're a crazy... What do you mean melodic approach? What do you mean more work? Do you understand that I did like 8 different passes on vocals and melody? These people, they think they're helping you, but they don't even know. Okay, I got more people. A lot of people declined this song. Here's another one. You've got a very unique singing voice, and the vocal delivery is smooth. Oh, that's interesting. It's like the opposite of what the other person said. And then they said, alas. What are you, a genie? Goodness. Alas, I personally would have liked for the chorus parts to have more sustained elevation. What are you talking about? What does that even mean? Sustained elevation? Do you know what that means? What are you, in a worship band? Gosh, these people. I got more. Don't worry. I did get approved by one person. Thank you to that one person. Matt's playlists. Whoever met you are, Matt, thank you so much. Here's some more. Some cool parts, like how the track builds and breaks. Second verse has a nice bass and drum sound, but overall, the track feels a bit boring for my playlist. Boring. What is it? What is it? EDM? Do you have to have shrooms and just be tripping acid, just like pumping, pumping, pumping? Hoo, hoo, hoo. These people, dude. The percussive elements were really neat. Love the aggressiveness in the chorus, top line, but the melody was kind of hard for me to follow. What are you, partially deaf? Like, what do you mean the melody was hard for you to follow? That doesn't make sense. If you have ears, you can follow the melody. You may not have liked the melody, but you can follow the melody. Does that make any sense to you?
Maybe they thought the melody was part of the, the outro or something. Maybe they were listening to just like the noise at the end.
No, they weren't even listening to it, dude. These people, dude. They don't understand. Was that it? Yeah, I think that was it. These people, they don't understand. They're the gatekeepers now. Now, normal people like you and I are gatekeepers, okay? And they're just like, hey, no. I worked my ass off on all of these songs, and these people, they're just like, is this what you want? And then they hand it to you, and then they take a shit, and then they wipe their butt with your song. That's what Submit Hub is. Submit Hub is you giving your life's work to somebody, and then they take it from you, take a hot dump, and then they use your life's work, and then they wipe your ass with it. And they said, actually, that toilet paper was a little more sandpapery than I wanted it. I like Charmin's softness. These people, dude. It was obviously a lot of this is in jest. I'm kidding. But fuck those people. No. So Submit Hubs, it's one of those weird things. Like, it's a necessary evil. So like Submit Hub, you spend X amount of dollars and you receive credits. You can buy credits, and it costs between 1 and 3 credits to submit your song to somebody. And most of the time, from what I've read and in my experience, they mostly decline your songs because it's not the feel for the curation. I think some of the feedback's helpful. I don't think they really care about your feedback. I don't really read into the feedback too much. I just think they have to give feedback because Submit Hub requires them. So they might listen to it, they might not, and they might just grab like a couple elements of the song just so it sounds like they actually listen to it. But I'm guessing people don't really listen to it, and maybe they could. And I understand. Like, I recognize that song's not for everybody. That people didn't like it. I was surprised though that all of them declined it except one. I was a little surprised by that, but I get it. So it's a weird thing, and I think it kind of goes back to when I talk like before the internet, people's chances of making it was like 1 in a billion. Now with the internet and things like Submit Hub and Playlist Push and Spotify for Artists, it goes from like 1 in a billion to like 1 in 100 million. So it's like you still have a chance, but there's still gatekeepers, Even though it's like an independent creator economy, there's still gatekeepers, and you have to submit it to some rando Calrissian dude, wherever they are, up in the clouds, and you're just like, hey, here's my life's work, and they're like, no. So I wonder how many people actually, it's just a power trip for them. They just like to, keep you under their thumb because their life's, out of control. I don't know if Submit Hub's worth it. I don't. And I'll probably still use it because really as an artist, there's only a handful of things that you can do to like kind of make it. I mean, obviously you can pay for ads, which last episode I talked a lot about the challenges of that, or you can try to get on playlists. Or you can pay a what are those things? Like a farming, a stream farm, and they will stream your song and they'll get you on the charts. But that's a little suspect, you know? Because if you're trying to sell tickets, why would you fake streams? That doesn't make any sense to me. So it's like the chances of you succeeding with platforms like Submit Hub increase, but I think it's marginally, you know? I think what would help in getting on to Submit Hub playlists is like you really have to kind of dive into people's playlists and understand what sounds, what sonics they like, what genres they like. Because if you don't really understand what's on their playlist, like the likelihood of your song actually making that playlist is really small. Even though I feel like I spent a lot of time weeding it out, and I only got accepted to one out of the 8 that I submitted. But I don't know. I was a little surprised. I mean, of course, I think my song's a banger, dude. It's a banger. People just in there, just you know. But playlister 79.3. Wait till you fucking lose a parent, dude. Come visit me then. Why don't you give me a call? You'll feel differently. Oh man, yeah. And it's funny. I think. I know. I don't think I was like hurt. I was shocked. I was like, man, which is like everyone loves their own supply, you know. You put out, ooh,
Gesundheit.
daddy. Yeah. I mean, everyone loves their own supply, but it's like, I think it's interesting too because when you release a song and you share it with people, because you mostly share it with friends, they love it. But it's hard to tell if they actually love the song or if they love you. And that's hard to
It's a nice
to
problem
distinguish.
to have, though.
I guess so, but I just like I want to cut through the bullshit, dude. I don't care about optics anymore. I don't care about how many people share it. I want streams and I want to sell tickets. Like that's what I want to do. But I don't know. I don't know. It's I mean, we as creators we have more control than we did. But like I said, it's went from 1 in a billion to 1 in 100 million. So it's still really hard to actually make it. But so I mean, I'm gonna continue to use Submit Hub. I will try it. I'll try to dig into some playlists. There's some other stuff you can do. Playlist Supply is another one that you can use, and you basically pay a monthly fee, and it's essentially a program or some sort of program that pulls a bunch of people's playlists, contact information, and you can submit it through like a link tree or get their email or Instagram handle and message them directly and send them the song, which I think that's probably a better route if I would like Submit Hub or something else. I don't know. I don't think now I'm talking. I don't think Submit Hub's worth it. It's too much of a roll of the dice, and it costs you. It costs. I think I spent like $100 total. I don't know. Have you ever used Submit Hub or anything? Do you know
No.
what I'm talking about?
I was just researching it in the background while you were talking about it the whole time.
Yeah. So I don't know. But I think for me, it's like the challenge is that I love what I'm doing. This is fun. But it's like it's just gonna take time to grow, but I want it now. I want that career now.
I want those checks, though, in the mail.
You want to get paid too, you
Yeah.
know. But you're the last person who's gonna get paid,
I'm just a volunteer at this point.
I gave you a seltzer, dude. That's like $1.30.
It's true. He
You're
did give me a
working.
seltzer.
You're like $1.30 an hour. But yeah, I want it now, and it's probably 3 years from now. Hopefully, I will have more listeners of the podcast, more listeners of
gray
music.
hair in 3
Dude,
years.
I'm gonna be probably the kid in 3 years too. Oh, jeez, could you imagine me being a father?
No.
Good luck, Bubba. Oh, I'm gonna be a terrible father. That kid's self-esteem will be non-existent.
Yeah. You better hope you don't have a fat kid.
Oh. The kid's not gonna be blessed in the body figure category. He's gonna have a fat head, that's for sure. That dude's gonna. It will be like pushing
Huge,
out
yeah.
one of those 15-pound bowling balls out of a head. I was a small baby. I was 6 pounds 15 ounces, but I was also about 6 weeks premature. So I probably would have
You
come
weren't
out
fully
like
cooked
12
then.
pounds, dude. Like a big old turkey, dude, for Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah. No, being a dad, that's oof. But it is weird. The older I get, and the like more stable my relationship with my wife gets, I like see there's like more and more glimpses of like that'd be nice, just to have like a
Yeah.
little kid that's like, I
So
don't know.
no to baby fever right now, just for all your
No, I mean,
set the record straight.
yeah, no, I mean, well, because we're wanting to travel. Me and my wife, we want to travel. We want to take like a year off of work and just travel all over like Asia and stuff. Go back to the motherland and try to like, do I look similar to you? Do I look similar to you? Are we related? Oh man. But hey, yeah. But then after that, that's probably when we'd have a kid. But
Rugrats.
a
Just
couple,
running around.
a couple little chitlins, little chicklets. I know, only boys, not women. We will give those babies up. Oh man, dude, I've been back to music. I used to think it was just about like writing really good songs. Just write really, really good songs, and that's the best way to make it. But I'm starting to think write mediocre songs, but just do more of them. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have data, and I don't think I've like done this long enough. But the more I just like understand these apps and these media platforms, they all reward consistency. So it's like maybe I could put out 30 mediocre songs a year, 2.5 a month. Or I could put out 8 bangers a year.
That's your prerogative.
Well, I know, but I'm sorry. I used to just like, no, just write good songs and it'll come. But I'm just like, man, sometimes I just think just writing more often and releasing more songs will just be better for you in the long term. And then once you actually slowly build a career, then you can slow out the output and focus more on the input. And then, oh no, this guy's actually like really good.
I do think there's something just about exposure, branding,
Yeah.
kind of, and all that. Like that's why, companies will spend millions just to put their name on whatever, just so you recognize it, and then you remember. Oh yeah, and then you check out one of their products they have. It's kind of the same with.
Yeah.
I feel like with music and other media, it's just like get crap out there, literal crap at times,
Yeah,
just so people
100%.
see your face, and then once they're hooked, and also I feel like the algorithms, like you were saying, I think they reward volume. Just
Yeah.
the more you
Well,
put out.
it was like, I mean, do you know Russ? Have you heard of Russ? He's a musical artist. He's one of the most inspiring people in the world. I think he's either on tour now or just finished a tour, but he's independent, sold out Red Rocks, sold out like all of these venues across the country, and like massive, like in the thousands. But he spent 2 years releasing a song a week, which is crazy. That's crazy, and I don't think he exactly released like 104 songs, but I think he released like 90 songs in 2 years. I haven't listened to those songs. My guess is all those songs weren't bangers. That's just my guess. But he did it, and now he has like 12 million monthly listeners on Spotify. He's selling out venues like some arenas like around the country, and he's got all these social media followers. And now I think he releases. It seems like he'll release like a song a week for a month, like every week, and then he won't release anything. But it's like he has more time. So I mean, maybe like looking at him, it might be just put out enough just to get people because music songs they're so subjective. They're so subjective. So you could like the song I wrote. I'm just like, yo, this is amazing, but clearly a lot of people didn't like it. Fucking Submit Hub, but yeah, if people just I don't know. And maybe one day I'll try it and just put out little 2 minute, 3 minute songs and just keep putting it out there.
It's tough. I feel like I've seen some other local musicians try that, like the song a week thing. I remember, I had a buddy a few years ago. He was like doing a subscription thing where you could pay, and like you would get a song every week, and it was not sustainable. Like he did it for like 2 months, so he got like 8 or 10 songs out.
Well, I think with Russ, I think when he was doing it, I think he like lived with this. He was younger and he lived with his mom or something, and he might have had like some sort of job. I don't know exactly what he had, but I mean, it would be harder for me as a 30-year-old who's married and has like a mortgage and all this other stuff to just churn out a song a week. That's probably less likely. It's probably more likely to do like a song a month or something like that, which is still better. But I think, and that's why I think the album's dead, dude. It's like, it's a singles world. You spend 2 years, you used to just spend 2 years and work on an album and then release it. But now it's like, if you don't release something every couple weeks, people forget about you unless you're the biggest name on planet Earth.
Oh, people be like cold on Instagram or whatever for like 6 months, and you'd think they're like dead.
Yeah,
you
you're like, you have
like,
no
oh,
idea.
they must have died. They haven't made content in a while.
And a lot of friends are. This is what I don't quite understand. A lot of friends, they work really hard, they put on an album, and then nothing happens. And then their next thought is, well, just gonna do another album. And I'm like, what? You gonna pivot? What have you learned from this process? How are you gonna change? But that's why, I mean, if you want to do an album, by all means, do an album. Like, you do your artwork and hopefully something happens. But it's just a singles world. Like, if you work on an album, you could in a 12-song album, you can just release a song a month. Like, that's what I did. I mean, I don't. It's not necessarily an album, but like, I have 3 songs finished, and I'll release those. So and I'll release once, essentially a month, with a remix. But I will release a song almost every 4 to 6 weeks, which I'd say is fairly consistent. But if you release an album, you don't release anything for 18 months, and then you put out 12 songs, and then you expect people to care. And I think it's singles.
It's a long time for people to wait.
Yeah, and like for me, like I still love the album because I love telling a completed story, but I'm releasing them as singles, and then the last album is compressed or the album is all those singles plus another song or two or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot about it, and I don't know if I'll actually. It's one of those things I think mentally I know, but I don't feel it, so I probably won't implement writing mediocre songs for a while.
Go for the bangers.
I like the band. They're fun, I'm just trying to have fun. So whatever's fun for me, like that's what I think that's what I'll try to do. But speaking of new songs, I started a newsletter. Daddy started a newsletter, and it's called St. Aubin's Top 5. And I've been thinking about how like everyone, a lot of businesses, people have some sort of mailing list or something like that. But a lot of it's just like filler stuff and like junk. It's nothing great. You don't actually give somebody something of value. So my thought process is like, oh, you know what I could do? I can curate a playlist of all the new songs from the week, and I can put my top 5 songs and then send it to somebody's inbox each week. It's like, hey, these are my top 5 songs that I picked. Because there's a lot of music. I think I think if you could become a tastemaker if you slowly do something like that. But it's a newsletter or mailing list that practically people know what to expect each time they open it, but it gives them something practical. It's just like, hey, these are my favorite songs that just came out. Um, and at least my thought process, my thinking is like, oh, I think that's better, giving them something tangible as opposed to just like, oh, here's this. It's like your newsletter is a bunch of like articles from like NPR.
Ew.
Like, why are you sending me a bunch of like more newsletters? You're like embedding newsletters inside of your newsletter, but like giving them something tangible that they can look forward to every week. And then at the bottom, you can like, hey, here's a couple other things. Like, here's a song, here's my latest podcast, whatever. Give me money. But from what I've understood, I think if you grow a newsletter, even to just like a few hundred or a few thousand, like you could monetize it. You could you could have you could take a banner, you could sell a banner space and just like X amount of money, which I think not everybody has Facebook or TikTok or like social media platforms. Everyone's like Snapchat. I don't have a Snapchat. I don't think it's wise if you're over 30 to have a Snapchat because you're waiting to be a pedophile. Like, all it takes is one girl to send you a photo, and you're like, did I know that person in high school? Click it, you're going to prison. Don't have a Snapchat. Just don't do it. I don't know how it works. I sound like I'm probably a boomer at this point.
I don't know how it works, but I'm afraid. That's a
Do you have
classic boomer.
Snapchat?
I do.
Is that how it works? How does it work?
Yeah, you just sending messages to your friends.
Yeah, and but could anybody send you a message?
I mean, yeah, I guess,
And then
they get your handle.
And then if you click it and you thought it was somebody else, and then it turns out to be someone underage, and then you go to prison.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that could be something that happened. It'd
Yep,
be like if
not
someone
worth it.
Facebook messaged you that you've never seen before, and you're like, better open this up.
Yeah, but it's not. But Snapchat is images. Like, you can,
Yeah, I
don't want to see it.
I haven't opened this in like years now. I'm looking at it, but
Yeah.
who the heck are these people? I actually do have some.
Yeah, exactly.
heck
Yeah,
are
I
these
wouldn't even do
people?
that, dude. You gotta be, but essentially, so there's all these different social media outlets, and not people don't have every single one, but everybody has an email address because you have to have an email address to sign up for these places. So starting a newsletter, I think, is something that musicians should try to capitalize on and find something that they can send that's consistent or that's like a part of your brand. But I don't know. Would you subscribe to my newsletter?
Absolutely.
Why don't you do it right now?
Come on.
St. Aubin.
What's the link?
staubin.me/top5.
Whoa, slow down here.
Oh my gosh. Get your typewriter out, old man. staubin.me/top5.
Hey, look at that. There's a picture of you.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to put in my brother's email address.
Just give me a bunch of random ones. But yeah, I don't know. I think a newsletter, some sort of mailing list it can be utilized really. I mean, there's companies that they're like multi-million-dollar companies that are email marketers. Like, email marketing works, And then if you can sell it for banner space or put an affiliate link in there, it's just like, hey, here's a microphone I love. If you want to buy it, I get a piece, But I just think there's, again, the internet, man, there's just so many ways for creators to make money. I just think you have to try to figure out a way. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think it will go well, but I should launch that next week. So, okay. So one thing I did want to talk about, I have this idea for a show. I don't know if it's a TV show, a movie, but I want to know what you think about this. So the TV show is called Cancel Island.
I'm already on board.
And on this island are all the people who have been canceled in the last few years. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, whatever, Amber Heard. Who else?
How about some fringe people? Like, what about like people who are like semi-canceled? Like Aziz Ansari.
Did you say French? Did you say fringe?
Fringe.
I thought you said, you're like, how about some French people?
The deer in
Like,
the
we don't need
headlight
more
look I
room.
just got.
So, okay. So Cancel Island is this. People have been canceled. Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Amber Heard, Bryan Singer. You know, all these people have been canceled over the years. They go to an island and they compete for a chance. One person wins, a chance at redemption. What? That's a good idea.
What about the people that did like really bad things?
Hey, man, we made money. Like, who cares? Corporations are going to make money. They don't care.
They just get like a shot at a commercial. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and that's it.
That's it.
Like, but yeah, it's okay. Their chance at winning may not be like you're back in society. You just get to become like Flo, like Progressive Insurance Flo. Like, but that's as high as you get.
Some
There's
poor
a
company
threshold.
has to take
Some
you on.
company will take you on. Yeah.
It's almost like you do the reverse and have brands battle it out for who shouldn't get.
Ooh.
It's almost like the opposite side. Like maybe there's two islands. There's brand,
And oh yeah,
companies.
oh that would be interesting. Yeah. So and then it could be where the user, where you can get the audience involved, is like who is the brand who has to pick up for this person to be their spokesperson.
Yeah.
And then like people, you can get upvoted, downvoted, and then the brands and the corporations have to start competing to be better.
You have like the new Mr. Clean as Bill Cosby or
Yeah,
something.
100%. Oh, the porta potty clean the floor. I think this is an incredible idea.
You better pitch it now.
I am. This is my
the
pitch. This is my pitch. Let me pitch it to you, Mr. Netflix or Hulu. Cancel Island. Bill Cosby. R. Kelly. Harvey Weinstein. Amber Heard. Bryan Singer. All these people go to one island for a chance to compete for redemption. And then the audience votes on which brand has to pick them up and has them be their spokesperson. There's upvoting, there's downvoting, because that makes the corporations have to compete and want to do better as a company. Cancel Island. I think it's a great idea. I think it'd be fun. It'd be really entertaining. I'm missing Bill Cosby on TV, you know. I don't know, dude.
It'd be fun to see dodgeball or something between like Aaron Rodgers
Yeah,
and
dude.
Bill Cosby.
Well, yeah, but they have to like, but it could be wild, like you have to fight a tiger.
They had to be punished for what they did.
Yeah, of course. It's
Yeah.
not like it's not like this is like Survivor, where it's just like you can't eat for a little bit. Like no, some of you might lose a limb. You know, I think like tiger fighting would be a good competition.
Is Tiger King canceled? Would he be on Cancel Island?
I don't think so. Was he? Why was he canceled?
I don't know. I didn't actually watch Tiger King. I'm one of
Somebody
those people.
somebody said J.K. Rowling, but I don't think she's really canceled.
What's funny is I think
She's just not popular.
Harry Potter people are right up there with Disney people for me. That's my
Yeah,
hot
I
take.
can see that.
But I feel like there's a loyalty there that they're gonna. I don't know. I'm outside. I'm on the outside looking in for all that whole group.
I don't know. I think this would be a really fun show.
Love it.
If anybody is friends with like a big time producer or a risk taker, talk to me. Let's develop the show. I think it would be fun, dude.
Be pretty
I think
easy to
it'd be
set up.
really fun. Yeah, it's easy. It's just like it's called Canceled Island. People, you're already like, what's going on? And then you see Bill Cosby like, yo, what's going on? And then Harvey Weinstein, you're like, yo. But I think that's the thing. It's like some of the people could die. That's good TV, dude. Gladiators, like the Colosseum was a thing. And I don't think if Harvey Weinstein got mauled by a bear, I don't think people would be like, oh no, we should stop it.
They'd be like, bring back season 2.
Yeah, like what's season 2 gonna be like? I don't know. I think this would be a great show. I think it'd be a lot of fun. But I like the brand idea. Bring it, and then like if Nike loses, then it's just like, oh shit, like, oh man, I hope Amber Heard wins,
Oh, that's good.
Oh man. What do we got? What's Reddit? What's Reddit telling me?
Okay, here we go. These are more like personal questions I can ask you.
Okay, please.
This is
please.
from Too Afraid to Ask is the subreddit.
Oh jeez.
Do you want a lighter one or a little bit more personal one?
Whatever.
All right. Let's just start with this one. How do you feel? Do you feel utterly exhausted by superhero movies nowadays?
I love it.
No?
I love it.
Love 'em? They
It's
come out?
like you have to approach it with like you know what they're doing. They're not like we're trying to be groundbreaking. They're just trying to help people escape from like their shitty life. Someone's a line cook at a restaurant, or someone like works in like a glue factory and hates their fucking life, and they want to go see Spider-Man 12 just because it makes them feel free. It frees them for that 2 hours. They just have bliss of like everyone's putting themselves into that position of what if I had a superpower? What would I do? Right?
Yeah, it's Morbid time.
Yeah. It's more. I haven't seen Morbius. It looked like a bunch of hot garbage. But
They re-released it, right? They
did, and it tanked.
It was like a Sonic the Hedgehog, but backfired. People were like, "This sucks. Redo it."
Yeah.
Then they re-released it,
and
people
it tanked.
still didn't.
I think
see
it made $85,000 worldwide. That's rough.
Certainly not Morbid time. Then.
But no, I don't. I think I'm more frustrated with it's basically a bunch of remakes or reboots. That's what everything is. There's not a lot of like good film or good cinema out. It's just like, hey, let's make Top Gun, Revenge of Goose, or Goose is back. It's all these, they just keep rebooting stuff because there's not much money in films anymore unless you're a Marvel or DC. Even DC can't make a good movie.
You got a baseline when you do remakes. We're gonna grab at least.
Though, did you see it in Top Gun?
No, I haven't though.
Fun.
That's what I've been hearing.
I highly recommend people go see that. It's a lot of fun.
What's his name? Miles Turner.
Miles Teller.
Teller.
Gosh.
He's on top of the world.
He is. He's killing it. But yeah, I don't know. No, the superhero movies, they don't bother me. I like them. I'm obsessed with Marvel, even though I don't like all the first like phases 1 through 3 or 4 were like flawless to me. Now they're kind of, what are we doing here? Like the Eternals, it's like a lot of
Moon Knight.
a lot of ethnicities on screen. If I'm right, Cut the camera. Yeah, like Moon Knight, dude. Moon Knight was this really cool idea, but it never grabbed me. It never was. I was never like, oh, like it's like there's a lot of like Egyptian culture that I just don't understand because I'm not Egyptian. I don't think they explain things super well. But so this is the problem I think Marvel is going to have. One, they're stepping into the more obscure superheroes, and people don't know who they are. Most people don't know who the Eternals are. Nobody knows who Moon Knight is, and with phases 1 through 4 or 3, I can't remember. They had 10 years to build characters and all this stuff, and now they're starting this new phase where you don't have time to build these characters as much. People aren't as invested because they don't know who these characters are. And then the second reason is instead of everything being at the movies, now it's movies and Disney Plus. So you're kind of separating your audience. Like Hillary went and saw like the new Doctor Strange with me, but she hadn't seen Loki. She hadn't seen Moon Knight. She hadn't seen Hawkeye. All these other or WandaVision. Like she didn't see that. So she's left. She doesn't really know what's actually going on. So I think they're gonna struggle.
I feel the same. It's like if you were to pick up the next Harry Potter or something after not reading the first 8 of them.
Yeah.
That's how I feel with all the Marvel movies. I'm like, why would I see this next new
I
one?
think people were disappointed in Doctor Strange. I was a little bit. I probably need to see it again to really have a
Didn't
good
it
opinion.
gross like a huge amount of
It
money?
made a lot of money. Yeah. But I think it didn't make a lot of money. It made a lot of money like the first couple weekends, and then it didn't. Whereas like Spider-Man, No Way Home, I think that made a bunch of money for like multiple weeks in a row. I think like Thor: Love and Thunder is gonna do really well because it seems like that's kind of it's ending the Thor. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he dies at the end of it. But it's Thor. They spent 10 years developing this character. So I think people are more invested. I think they're gonna have a harder time. Like with She-Hulk, first of all, the graphics look like dog shit. It looked like I did it with a crayon. That's what She-Hulk looked like. And I failed art. The only one I'm excited that's like new is Blade. Blade's gonna be interesting because I think it's Mahershala Ali is gonna be Blade, but Blade was just like he's cool. He's like, yeah.
I love Blade. Hell yeah, I'm all about that.
So I'm excited for that one. But yeah.
Yeah. We're at the 40-minute mark.
Oh fuck! Sorry. All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. It was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. Maybe we'll do it again. Tell your friends about this podcast, please. I need it. Daddy needs it. No. Yeah. Spread the word. St. Aubin Nation is coming to you live one day. If I ever call this St. Aubin Nation, like you know how like people they grow followings and then they have like a name for their followers. Not doing that, dude.
You will one day.
I probably will. What do you guys want to be called? Comment, like, and subscribe down below. But thanks for listening. It's been fun for me. I enjoy ranting. Thank you. Tell your friends. Follow me. Listen to my music. I want to play live one day. Bye.